Okay, we're back and it's time for dance. This is one of your repertoire options. Let me show you what it's going to sound like when you get it. So kind of fast, but it's not so bad, especially if you know something about chords, and I know you know something about chords. So let's look at the right hand, do the rhythm. I think our section, I always start with sections probably line by line. That's the longest section, that's 8 measures, but there's only 2 beats in each measure, so it's a wash. It's about the same as 4 measures of 4/4. So let's look at dance, right hand, rhythm, section 1. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Not so hard. If you need to practice that, do it again on your own time. The notes are a C, an E, and then C and E again. Then a G and an E, and we go back to C and E. We have D, F, E, D, C, E, G. Now, if you know about your C major chord, and you know about your C major chord, you'll notice that almost all the notes in this practice section come from the C major chord. And we'll do it now with the correct fingering. Finger 1, 3 on E, 1, 3 on E, 5 on G, 3 on E, 1 on C, 3 on E. All of those notes in the first 4 measures come from that C major chord. All right, next is 2 on D, 4 on F, 3 on E, 2 on D, and then a C major chord spelled out, 1 on C, 3 on E, 5 on G. Okay, let's count it. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, look at the left hand. The rhythm is 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Very challenging, huh? All right, our notes, we're going to go ahead and do notes and fingers. We need 3 and 1 on E and G. This is the top part of a C major chord. So we have E and G. We do that 4 times. Then the G stays the same, and we move to F, 2 and 1. We do that twice. And back to E and G on 3 and 1. Let's count it. Ready? And 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Not so bad. Let's try it hands together. What goes together goes together. And we have together, and then the right hand. 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 All right, we switch in the left hand. Together, together, and together. Together. Let's do that. Count it slow. Ready? And 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Notice the staccatos. I probably should have brought this up before. All those dots above the notes, that means to bounce off of the key. All right, let's do it just a little bit faster. Ready? And 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. All right, if you need to, go back, watch this part of the video again. Do it several times. Lock in what you've learned by practicing. Repeat sections correctly. Let's look at line number 2. The rhythm is the same. We're not going to count it. It's pretty easy anyway. But let's look at the notes. We have finger 1 still on C. Now we're going to E flat with finger 3. Back to C and E flat. G and E flat. C and E flat. What we've done is, instead of putting our hands basically on C major, like we did for line 1, we're putting our hand basically in C minor. And that's line number 2. Okay? Starting at the beginning of that line, finger 1, 3 on C and E flat, finger 5 on G, 3, 1, 3. Now we move to a D, finger 2, F, 4. We do that again, and bring it on home with 3 on E flat, D, C. Let's count it. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Look at the left hand. The rhythm is easy. We're not going to bother with it. And just like the right hand, we're going to move from what is basically a C major hand position to a C minor hand position. We have 3 and 1 on E flat and G. We play that 4 times. The G stays the same. We move to 4 and 1, D and G. Play that twice. And then to an open 5th, C and G, and play that twice. Let's count it. Ready? And 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. What goes together goes together. Ready? And together, 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 right hand, together. All right, take a pause, make sure you get the right notes here. Together, together. Let me change again, so pause, make sure you got it right. Together, together. And if you need to, do that several times, and then it's time for hands together super slow. Ready? And 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And we'll try it a bit faster. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, that's it. Remember, practice. Repeat those sections correctly after you've learned them to lock it in. Then your job is to suck less every day. Repeat the first line, get it perfect again, and then maybe a little bit faster and a little bit chippier, making sure your staccatos are nice and bouncy. Do the same with the second line, then finally knit them together into the whole piece. I believe in you. You can do it. See you soon.